going on, guys? It's me, David Eckar Films here, and welcome back to another episode of Madden 17 Cleveland Browns Rebuild. In this episode, we're going to be doing year number 2 of said rebuild, and let's get right into it. Terrell Pryor, Sr. will be our starting wide receiver. Adam Humphries will be in the slot. Isaiah Crowell will be our starting tailback, followed up by Duke Johnson Jr. as our third down back. Christian Shirley, superstar development quarterback we got in the last episode, will be our starting quarterback. Griggs there at fullback, and Corey Coleman, who my hopes are still high for, is going to be our wide receiver number 2. Anyway, our offensive line looks pretty good with guys like Joe Thomas, Joel Batanino, Austin Pastor, yeah, maybe even him too. But the other two guys inside, center and right guard, Cameron Irving and John Greco, we could have an improvement there, definitely. But Gary Barnage at tight end, he is still solid, and I will keep him until he starts to decline. Anyway, we still have Joe Hayden, who's one of the best corners in the league when he is healthy, and one of the best defensive lines in the league. I call them the triplets: Dominic Easley, Dan Shelton, and Malik Collins. Those three right there, they're the future of our defensive core, specifically to our defensive line. Anyway, we also have Jamar Taylor there at cornerback 2. We could improve him just a little bit, I guess. I didn't really take a look at corner. But now on to our other secondary members, Jarius Byrd and Kemal Ithmal. They're just strictly temporary until we can find someone better. Darius Fort and Sean Flannery coming off the edges, like I said in the last episode, 2 nice rookie pass rushers, and Jamie Collins and Christian Kirksey there in the middle to clean up any kind of runs. Now for our special teams, Steven Gostkowski will be our kicker, and Britton Colquitt will be our punter. Now for our first trade in this episode, we're going to be trading away John Greco. He is 32 years old, 79 overall. Yeah, he's just getting older, and he's not going to get any better, so might as well trade him now. And the Cardinals did show some interest in him. But we're going to be trading him for Willie Snead, who's an 83 overall, young wide receiver. We could definitely use another one of those. He looks already pretty good, 85 overall. That's nice. And we're going to be giving up a 3rd round pick. And that trade offer was accepted. So we are going to be putting Snead there as our number 1. And maybe when Terrell Pryor Sr. starts to decline or something like that, we could trade him away, and Corey Coleman hopefully will be ready in time. Now right here, we're going to be taking a look at re-signing players. Still, this is Week 8. I forgot to mention, this is Week 8 right now. I simmed up to Week 8. And Jamie Collins Sr. will be playing till he is 31 on this team. Christian Kirksey as well, 25 years old, 81 overall. We're going to also give him a 5-year deal. So we got our centerpieces there for our defense pretty locked up. And now Joel Batanino, again, 25 years of age, 82 overall. We're going to give him a 4-year deal till he's 29, and he will accept that. And I actually believe that Christian Kirksey declined that offer. But anyway, right here, these are the standings, the final standings. The Steelers went 10-6, Ravens 7-9, Browns 6-10. We did improve from last year. That's all that matters. And we did beat the Bengals. That is surprising. Now, in terms of re-signing our staff, pretty much nobody's contract runs out, so might as well keep them. But yeah, look at that. 6 wins. That's pretty solid. We're getting there. We will get there. But the Buccaneers fire Dirk Cutter, 49ers fire Chip Kelly, Giants fire Ben McAdoo, and Ravens fire Coach John Harbaugh. Now, in terms of our player stats, Christian Kirksey, 4,037 yards, 27 touchdowns, 220 interceptions in his rookie campaign. Now for our rushing attack, let's see what happened here. Isaiah Crowell, 319 carries for 1,069 yards, 3.4 average, and 9 rushing touchdowns. I think he did improve last year, but it's still not that great. Duke Johnson Jr., I can never say his name, 1 or 2 attempts for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now for our receivers, Willie Snead came in Week 8 and now leads the team. That's incredible. 83 receptions, 878 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Gary Barnage, 79 receptions, 833 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Terrell Pryor Sr., 76 catches for 989 yards and 5 touchdowns. Corey Coleman, only 59 catches. That's a little concerning there, but I guess he was playing wide receiver number 3 for most of the year. But he did get 7 touchdowns, if I saw that correctly. That is pretty good. Now, let's take a look at our offensive line. Austin Pastor gave up 10 sacks. Joe Thomas greatly dropped his sack totals, which is nice. We didn't really give up that many sacks, just the bookend players. Anyway, right here you can see Jamie Collins Sr. leads the team with 149 tackles. There's Ismail with 110, and he's just temporary, so that's pretty good right there. Kirksey with 104, and Sean Flannery, the rookie, with 101, and also Darius Fort with 89. The 2 rookies there getting it done. Danny Shelton with the most tackles for a loss with 12. He was in the backfield all day long. And quarterback sacks, we got Dominic Easley leading in that category. Sean Flannery got 5.5. And Darius Fort only got 1 sack. That is a little depressing there, but Jamie Collins did get 4. That is pretty good for a middle linebacker. But Yeah, that's a little depressing there from Darius Fort. Hopefully he can pick it up. We do still have Emmanuel Ogba, but I do like me some Darius Fort. I also forgot about interceptions right here. I almost did, I meant to say. Jamie Collins led the team with 5, Ismail with 2, and Calhoun with 2 as well. And Jamar Taylor with 1, Joe Hayden with 1, and Derek Kindred with 1. So, I mean, we sort of got it done there in the interception category. I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't know how we went 6 and 10, but I mean, we are improving. We definitely are improving. Steven Gostkowski, though, was just god-awful. 13 for 21. He is definitely off the team in the offseason. And Britton Colquitt putting up some big numbers there again, probably because we punt the ball more than any other team, probably times 10. And, yeah, those are it for the individual stats for our team. Now let's take a look at our overall team stats here. Offensively, oh, man, we do have to scroll down here quite a bit. That is not looking good. But we did improve. We don't have the worst offense in the league. We did move up, which is nice. Our rookie quarterback is getting there. And remember, he was only 78 overall, and I'm going to develop him here in a couple minutes. But our passing offense was pretty much middle of the pack. And our rushing offense, where is it? Where is it? Oh, man, it's a little bit towards the bottom. That's not good. Yeah, we're just having problems running the football, man. Our defense, I don't know why I didn't take a look at total defense here. That is my fault, and I'm sorry for not showing you it. I'm just only going to show you passing yards and rushing yards. I'm sorry. I just have no idea why. But we did not do that great in passing. And our rush defense, let's take a look here. Yeah, we're towards the bottom. So I think we can all assume that we were probably in the bottom 5 or 6. So I don't know why I didn't show total. That still bugs me. God, we had the least amount of sacks in the league, which is terrible. I thought we had a pretty good many, but nope, we just got destroyed there. Obviously, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and we did get a midway through interceptions, and I thought we got a lot there too. I don't know what's going on with me today, man. Turnover differential, this is a big one, and look at that. We are plus. We are plus. I actually sorted it by worst, and I had to scroll down quite a bit, which is pretty nice. We're here +5, which is just tremendous. Le'Veon Bell was named the league's MVP. Sean Payton got Coach of the Year. Le'Veon Bell got Offensive Player of the Year. This is all for the AFC coming up. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Christian Shirley, our quarterback, Offensive Rookie of the Year. That is nice. That will definitely give him an XP boost. And Aldrin John is Defensive Rookie of the Year. You can see Sean Flannery and Darius Fort are 2 and 4 on that list, which is very nice. Now in terms of the NFC, we're going to scroll up here. Dak Prescott, Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Smith, Defensive Player of the Year. The two of them getting it done on the Cowboys. Oh my God. Joe Tomich, the guy I did not take in the draft. He is Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Bears. And Matt Wooten is Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Saints, if I saw that correctly. I could be hallucinating. Drew Brees led in passing yards, 5,184. And Matt Ryan leads in passing touchdowns with 35. Now for rushing, we have LaShawn McCoy with 1,577 yards, and who leads in touchdowns? Le'Veon Bell and Mark Ingram are both tied with 22 in the entire league. Receiving, who had the most receptions? Brandon Cooks on the Saints did. I think the Saints did good this year because I saw Sean Payton there as a Coach of the Year. But anyway, look at this. Keenan Allen, 1,590 yards, leads the league. And receiving touchdowns also goes to Keenan Allen with 15. That's pretty big for him. Sacks, who allowed the most sacks? Ronnie Stanley. I'm always just curious to see who it was. And yes, Stanley just got wrecked. Look at this. Tahir Whitehead, 170 tackles. Look at everybody with all these tackles. I've never seen this before. These guys are insane. Look at all of these tackles. What the heck? I was like, oh yeah, Jamie Collins Sr., he must be at the top, right? I mean, look at that, 149 tackles. He's barely on the freaking screen. That's insane. And then this right here, Khalil Mack, 30 sacks. What the heck is happening in this game? Khalil Mack just balled out. And Kyle Fuller, 8 interceptions. That's pretty good, too. And, yeah, I don't know what just happened here in the league. But as you can see right here, I already went through and determined that Christian Shirley definitely needs to work on his accuracy. Maybe that's why he threw 20 interceptions. And he went from 78 or 79, I did not get to see, to an 89 overall, and that's just fantastic. Quick look at the playoffs. You can see that the Steelers beat the Jaguars, the Seahawks beat the Packers, Miami beat San Diego, and Arizona beat Washington. Now in the divisional round, Oakland beat Miami, New Orleans beat Seattle, Steelers beat Tennessee, and Dallas beat Arizona. And now in the conference matchup, the Steelers beat the Raiders, and the Cowboys beat the Saints. And now for the Super Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys get their revenge a year later after losing to the Patriots on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my gosh. Now here in the re-signing stage, again, we're going to try to finalize a deal with Christian Kirksey since he denied our offer last time. We do get him for 5 years, which is nice, but we sort of had to pay a whole frick ton of money. Steven Gostkowski, get the heck out of here, man. What was he, like 13 for 27? That's just terrible. Jarius Byrd, he was only temporary, so he's also gone. He's just getting older, and he's just not that good. Kevin Palmer, 71 overall, 27 years of age. He could be a backup to Joe Thomas, I guess. We'll bring him back. And he does accept the offer. Now right here, I have a dilemma. Zach Brooks or Dyron Cody. I'm going to go with Dyron Cody. I don't know why, but you know they're like 4th string running backs, and why not go with Dyron Cody, who was drafted by the Cowboys or signed as an unrestricted free agent from free agency for the Cowboys last year. I don't know which one it was, but we're going to be giving him a 2-year deal right there. Jalen Marshall, we're also going to be giving a 2-year deal. He is 23 years old. I still have high hopes for this guy. He looks pretty good in real life on the Jets. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I take that back. No one in real life looks good on the Jets. But he accepts that offer. Jamie Meter here. I like to bring him back. Wasn't he the one that blocked the field goal that gave the Browns the win in real life? I don't know, but he declines our offer. So I'm like, good riddance. You're trash anyway. 68 overall, whatever. Andrew Whitworth retires. I don't know. Who is that? A punter? I'm sorry. Brent Grimes retires. Antonio Gates finally retires. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Andy Reid retires. Doozable retires, and Cameron Wake retires. I don't know who Ledger Doozable is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Alan Barber, Jason Peters, and Darren Sproles all retire, so their run game is screwed for next year. Ahmad Brooks is gone as well. David Harris retires. He played a long career there for the Jets. Thomas Davis retires from the Panthers. Zach Strife retires from the Saints. John Ryan retires from the Seahawks. And it's looking like that's about it. Yes, that is it for retirements right there. Now here in free agency, Nickel Roby-Coleman, 26 years old, 79 overall. Pretty good man coverage, 83 man coverage. His speed could be a little bit better, but we're going to be giving him a 4-year deal worth $20 million. Aaron Colvin right here, 26 years of age, 79 overall. Pretty much the same situation. I do like him a lot as well. And I think this is the exact same contract. We're going to be offering him that right there. And as you can see, I'm trying to adjust it just to get it just a little bit over the other team. I think it was the Cowboys, right? Yeah, it was the Cowboys, and we do get it 1 point over the Cowboys, so hopefully he signs with us and not the Cowboys, even though they did make it farther in the playoffs than we did. Kelvin Benjamin here, we definitely need a #1 wide receiver, and 87 overall. I mean, this guy's just a beast. He's 27, but he can still get the job done. He's in his prime, and I do like him. Greg Mance right here, he is 26. He's a pretty good player. He looks pretty good. We'll give him a deal. Hopefully he comes to the team. Trey Turner from the Panthers. He's a pretty good player as well. Actually, no, he's not. Look at that run block. That is atrocious, and his pass block is not that good as well. If we can bring those up, I think he will be a solid player. Roberto Aguayo, one of the most controversial type players there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He missed his very first field goal after being drafted in the 3rd round. We'll offer him a deal, and we'll see who accepts right here. Greg Manx accepts. Trey Turner will accept. Kelvin Benjamin accepts, which means we have just a stacked wide receiving core right now. And Nickel Roby-Coleman will accept as well. Joe Hayden, my boy. I do like me some Joe Hayden, but he's getting older, 79 overall. I know this is the highest that he will be. We're trading him away in a second for the #2 overall pick in this year's draft from the 49ers. The Niners need a corner. We can get rid of them. We're building in other places, and there we go. The #2 overall pick in the draft belongs to us. And now next year's #2 overall pick, potentially from the Colts, we're going to be trying to get that, but we're going to be giving up Terrell Pryor Sr. But, I mean, he's expendable at this point, right? He's at his best right now, too. He's not getting any better. We're also going to be giving up a 2nd-round pick right there. And, yeah, we have the receivers to replace him. And now just going through our roster and just freeing up some space here. Ricardo Lewis, a wide receiver, 68 overall. He's just not good enough, just flat out just not good enough. And Rashad Higgins here at the bottom, he is also gone. I mean, just look at our wide receiver. It's just so stacked. It's just perfect. We have our red zone threat with Kelvin Benjamin. Willie Snead, there is almost a perfect #2. And Corey Coleman in the slot can be extremely solid. I mean, that is dangerous right there. And Gary Barnidge, if he can, prolong his career, he's pretty good too. And speaking of tight end, we're going to be getting rid of Seth DeVolve. Anthony Fabiano right here at center. We're also going to be getting rid of just a lot of these guys that we can free up from the team. And they're just worthless. Look, like 62 overall. What am I supposed to do with you, man? What am I supposed to do with you? So he is gone. And our 2 players left there, Aaron Colvin and Roberto Aguayo, but the Patriots had a massive offer for Roberto Aguayo. So we're going to be looking at Josh Lambo right here, solid kicker for Mr. Hurricane. And yeah, you can see Aguayo definitely declines our offer, and so does Aaron Colvin. But hopefully Lambo will sign with us. I mean, we gave him like pennies, and yeah, there he goes. He signs with us. We gave him a couple cookies and a couple pennies, and he signs with us. That is amazing. And now let's take a quick look at free agency around the league. You can see right here, Vontaze Burfict goes to the Cowgirls. Drew Brees to the Jets. That's insane. Jason Witten to the Rams. Adrian Peterson to the Eagles. Look at that. The Panthers cashing out there in free agency. Marquise Lee to the Panthers. Man, the Panthers, I just saw 4 freaking Panthers. Trey Mason to the Patriots. That's a little surprising. But here we go in the 2018 NFL Draft. And with the first pick in the draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Zachary Curran out of Penn State. He's a guy that I wanted that could potentially replace Joe Thomas. But here we go with our selection at number 2 overall. We have many options here. We have left outside linebacker Kevin Swain, who set an Alabama team record with 4 sacks and a 22-13 victory. He looks pretty solid. Look at that combine, man. It looks very, very good, but he is a 3-4 pass rusher, and we definitely have a lot of them. Gordon Cody's a former rugby player that went to Michigan State. Not fast, but powerful. But again, pretty good combine there. Lunier Gabriel right here out of Clemson. He got a pick 6 that gave Clemson a win in a key matchup. He is pretty much just a pure playmaker, and again, looks very, very talented. And right here, we're going to go with Lunier Gabriel out of Clemson. He's a playmaker. We need a safety. We gave up Jarius Byrd. We need a safety to fill that spot. And right there, look at that. 78 overall, 22 years of age. He is a perfect player, perfect fit for that position, that opening that we needed to fill. And now right here, quickly, you can see that Patrick Sanborn, he averaged 4 touchdowns per game, and he goes number 4 overall. And Swain actually went third overall, the left outside linebacker I was looking at. But we still have Gordon Cody up there, the rugby player. Patrick Lassiter, he had over 100 rushing yards every single game this season, which is insane. And then there's Santiago Anderson, who performed extremely well in the MVP game. But then there's none of them. I don't want any of them. Screw all of them. We're going after a corner. We need someone to fill that role as well, because we did lose Joe Hayden, right? So we do need a corner. This guy looks absolutely amazing. His father was a gold medalist in the 100-meter and 200-meter, and he looks just as fast. And we're going to get this guy superstar development. Yes, there we go. 79 overall. 22. He's 22, 79 overall. Holy frick. Better than the last guy. And he's a superstar. Superstar development. If you don't know what that means, it means he's going to develop faster than any other player in the game. And yeah, we just got ourselves some pretty nice pieces right there in the secondary. Now, later here in the draft, we do have some options. Guys like Jacoby Stafford. I'm looking at, there's 3 main linemen. There's some pretty nice linemen right now. TJ Barrett, who is also just absolutely tremendous there out of Florida. Nice player. And then there's also Connor Villarreal. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He looks like an Hispanic name. V. Look at the 2 L's. Is like I took Spanish. What am I talking about? Yes, it is. Look at those combine stats for all 3 of these players. Look at their just traits overall. Right now, we're going to be going with Connor Villarreal, and he is also a superstar. 75 overall. Superstar development. We are building this team. I swear to God, this is not rigged. Oh, it's rigged. You went to the draft. Shut up. I'm doing this all by myself. I'm so proud of this draft. It's not over. You're like, oh no, it can't be any worse. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so Jacoby Stafford, yes, he was picked just a little bit earlier, but there's still TJ Barrett. Look at TJ Barrett. Just look at TJ Barrett. Just look at him. I'm going to draft him. He's 6'4", 22 years of age, out of Florida, 75 overall, and he can build. He can build. He's still 22. That's a solid pick. Money of you, oh, he's just 75. What are you talking about? Normal development? Blah, blah, blah. No, look at this player. Look at his run block. Look at his pass block. Look at his impact block. This guy is a good player, and he can develop his overall. Once he develops, it will be even great. He's good right now. And as you can see right here, the next 3 or 4 picks, I'm just trading crap away. I'm like, oh no, there's no way I'm screwing this up. I'm building for next year's picks too, because I got everybody I need. I don't know about you, but this team, I mean, just think about it conceptually. I know they might not be performing yet, but after a couple years, I mean, these rookies, they'll start to come into play with the players that I also acquired from free agency, like Kelvin Benjamin, you know what I mean, and our superstar freaking quarterback, and our 2 outside pass rushers, Jamie Collins. I mean, we are building this freaking team. I am getting hyped. Right here, though, it was between a wide receiver, some no-name guy, and then Tyler Shuttler. Schluttler. And we're going to get him. That sort of sullied the draft just a tiny bit. 69 overall. That's not a good pick right there. But he does fill up a roster spot, which I guess is nice. We're also going to be trading away yet another pick. So here we go. Look at this. We're going to be taking a look at the players that we missed out on. Zachary Kern, #1 overall. I would have liked to get him, to be honest. Maybe over Lunier Gabriel. But hey, I do like Lunier Gabriel now thinking about it even more. Yeah, but Kern, he could replace Joe Thomas if it comes to that. Kevin Swain, he went 3rd overall. The guy left outside linebacker I was looking at. I forgot who wins the Heisman, actually. I didn't see the Heisman winner go. But Swain's pretty solid. 79 overall. That's pretty good. Parker Sanborn. Oh, my God. 84 overall. Superstar development. Holy mother of God. That's the best rookie I've ever seen. Jacoby Stafford, 76 overall, 24 years of age. Another, that's a pretty good pick. My guy, though, that I drafted like 10 picks below him was only 1 overall less than. Patrick Lassiter was a very solid halfback. I sort of passed up on him. But here we go. Remember that no-name, the no-name wide receiver? Oh, that late in the draft. I could have got him, guys. I could have got him. 75 overall, 23 years old, superstar development that late in the draft. What was he, like a 6th or 7th round pick? Oh, and I picked the 69 overall center. That will hurt me. But we are still stacked there at wide receiver. And now here, making some more roster cuts before we end this episode. That was a very solid draft, if I do say so myself. We're looking at Glenn Gronkowski. And it's sad, man. I mean, we have Griggs on roster, and I'm like, I have to cut him. I have to cut Glenn Gronkowski. I'm like, no, I can't go out that way. I can't go out that way. I'm trading him to the Patriots. I take like a 2021 7th round pick, and they decline. And I'm like, oh no, man, I have to cut Glenn Gronkowski. Look at that last name, though. That last name. Oh. I'm sorry, but yeah, he's gone. We're going to stick with Kevin Griggs. And then right here, trading away our center, Cameron Irving, because remember, we did pick up Greg Mance in free agency. We're trading him away for a 5th. That's pretty much all that he's worth. And also another offensive lineman, Drango. More of a backup, but I thought we could get something out of him, and we do. So we're stacked, absolutely stacked on picks for the next draft, because I did trade away a lot of the current draft picks for next draft picks. And then when I simmed up to week 1, I was looking on the roster, I'm like, where the heck is Jalen Marshall? I signed this guy to a 2-year freaking deal, and the computer caught him! Oh my God, EA, you've got to fix that. They signed Tyrone freaking Holmes. I don't even know who that is, and it's pronounced Holmes. I know. But anyway, let's just take a quick look at the roster. All right, so we have our superstar development, 89 overall quarterback, who just threw 27 touchdowns in his rookie season there. Weapons include, for him, Kelvin Benjamin, Willie Snead, and Corey Coleman. That is solid. Starting tailback, Isaiah Crowell. I mean, yes, he could improve, but look at our offensive line. It is definitely getting better. Joe Thomas, Joel Bitonio, Greg Manser, Trey Turner, and Austin Pastor. I think that's a solid 5. And still, we're still rolling with Gary Barnage. Remember, we still have Darby there backup. But then our defense is starting to come together a little bit. Look at that. Superstar development corner. Our free safety as well. I mean, man, we are just getting stacked. Kemal Ivmal is the only placeholder, I would say, that is still currently on this team. Everywhere else is just solid. We still have the triplets there on the defensive line. Still have the same linebacking core. And we improved a little bit at corner. That's going to be the end. So, guys, comment, subscribe, me, Veggies. Go to school. Dan Carfilms out. Peace.